Hey everyone, sorry about that. Yeah, I think y'all were hearing my meeting, but it was very PG, politically correct, parental guidance not needed. I was talking with one of the React Miami organizers about I want to eventually have my own conference or like be an organizer of a conference rather, and yeah, just trying to suck up as much knowledge from the world around me as possible. I also just deleted the video just in case, because you never know when there's some private stuff. And of course, I feel silly about accidentally live streaming my mic. That's really annoying. Josh Kahn. Yeah. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Allison. Hey, Adrian. I was talking with some folks. I kind of want to call the conference Squiggle Conf. Like if it was about DevTools. The Michigan TypeScript organizer Dimitri has also been talking. I think before I started talking about this stuff, was talking about making like a DevTools conference. So maybe we'd have to team up. Maybe mine would be like somehow different. SquiggleCon, yeah, I think it's a cute name. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about GitHub notifications because I wanted to do open source. So let me just go back to my social media. How y'all doing, by the way? How are things? What's everyone up to? Oh my God, why do I have 12 notifications? Irksome. Oh, Kevin, I just saw your Mastodon tweet. Thank you. I'm so glad you're taking on your first open source software thingy. That's. Are you willing to link it? Are you doing a thing that you're willing to share? Where was I going? Here we go. Always got to get the social medias going. Yay. Ryan, good morning. How are you doing? Let's see. I've got just like a bajillion issues on TypeScript-eslint. Ooh. I'm going to show you all this. First up, so I redesigned the PhillyJS website, which brings me so much joy. A question. Yes, always happy for questions. In the meantime, I'm going to post PhillyJS.com. It's this like ridiculous, brutalist website design. If you like go into dark, prefers colors being dark. So funny to me. Oh, if it's yeah, content plans. I don't know. I just manually cross post and it sucks. Oh, okay. Feel free to type out the question and whenever you want to send. So I want to add an ad page. Let me just get up my code PhillyJS Club site. I think this is the right repo. There's like an old one and a new one. Check out named. Yeah. So we're adding an ads page. So just like a quick little thing that generates something we can use for advertising. Oh, actually, we moved the repo, so I have to figure things out. Honestly, half the time it's easier to just like reclone things than it is to like figure out. PhillyJS Club website. It's in Remix, by the way. By default, I've just been doing things in Next.js. When I want to explore, I'll try something new, and people suggested a remix. PPMI, GHPR checkout 4, PPM run dev. Yeah. Archetype.io, hello. Are we still looking for speakers? Yes, we are. Actually, one of the things I was just talking with a couple of people about was advice on CFPs, because I feel like I don't know how to do them, and they're like the industry doesn't have good advice on this, but definitely. We've announced a few awesome people to start. Each and every one of these individuals I'm so freaking excited about. Including these ones. And there we are. And where's the CFP on this page? What? Where did it go? Oh, you know what? It's not actually there yet. We're actually still working on in theory, you could copy from the stream. Like this is like a pre-release thing. I have not been approved to send you this, so like don't judge this. But yeah, we will open the CFP up soon. We're just working on the form because we're trying to figure out how to do it right. I asked very strongly that we like put in like minimum counts for descriptions and stuff, because like we just keep like getting, like 2 sentence. No, don't worry, we're definitely looking forward to your submission. All right, the site is up, we're running on dev. Excellent. Cool. So I need to, where is it? Oh yeah, so I never actually posted in the PR add month equals April, year equals 2024, I think. Is that how we get this? How does this work? Month, year. Why is this not showing? What is this? What is this crap? Is there a console error? What's going on here? Anyway, let me just, I'm gonna post on the first up, going over what am I saying? Oh yeah, PhillyJS website PR review. Going over feedback on a PhillyJS website PR I'd sent. So unused by this design still. Oh, we need to fix that SEO, that little social preview thing. I don't know what's going on there. Yep. All right. Why is this not doing? Let's just return div I. Does this work? Okay. So that goes. Nothing. See if it's one of these things and like a string doesn't work, or no, that's there. What? This is crashing or what? What is going on here? Oh, it is showing. That's so interesting. What's going on? Oh, the link on the TS Congress Twitter is broken. Ooh, thanks for mentioning. Yeah, I'll post in our organizer thing later. Much appreciated. It's not 2024. Yes, good point. That's not why it's broken, but that's a very good point. I moved to Philly about 6 months ago, by the way. Nice city, a lot cheaper than New York. Okay, so what is this crap? Why is this? CSS, what are you doing? Oh my god, I remember this now. There's some bizarre thing locally where for some reason something is putting display non-bang important. It's like a Chrome extension or something. I don't know what's going on. It only happens on my computer. Yeah. So I was at, ooh, that's not good. I was at React Miami where Una Kravitz, one of the like really cool senior Chrome/Google/Chromium people, I forget what exactly her title is, gave an awesome talk showing all the cool things you can do with CSS. And I had very cool, good conceptual takeaways, but I like haven't actually implemented any of the syntax in practice. So that's why this is like choppy. Like in theory, I should be using responsive typography and like not selectors, values that are like responsive and based on the viewport width and height and stuff. But I just did a few breakpoints. Anyway, what is line height 0.85 from, is Jason on Twitter? Should I be shouting out? No. Great individual. Ooh, I'm not following him. Really like this guy. He's at the PhillyJS meetups. If you're watching this, PhillyJS people are Jason. Hello. So one of the things that I did begrudgingly on the PhillyJS side is I didn't add in any CSS framework at all. Just like linting. So it's all raw CSS. It's all in like a couple of files. And I've got this very saucy comment here about how like this is all true. I don't like any of the current best of class CSS frameworks in the world. I think they're all meh. So let's see. Add text H1. It's a nice John. Thank you. Yeah, I like Philly, honestly. I mean, it's not as like hustle and bustle as New York, so it's a little calmer, which is kind of nice. You know, pros and cons. Not as much stuff going on, but like rent is way cheaper. The people here are really nice. I'm enjoying it. Oh, you know what? I do like this a little bit more. Yeah. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I like this. This is better. I'm not actually like fully designer guy. Like I don't have a lot of design chops. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what it looks like in the little view. Yeah, I like this. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to. Here we go. Press on URLs like boop. Yeah. One of the things I've like always tried to remember. Oh yeah, sorry, I should explain these terms. John is like this random term that we just use to refer to everything. I'm pretty sure that I'm like being a bad Philadelphian by overusing the term. It's like when like someone one would refer to as not cool uses words like sus. Is sus on its own Wikipedia page? The genus containing pig. There we go, yeah. Anyway, I've already been offending Philly people left, right, and center by using like Geno's as my Philly cheesesteak joint or John. The environment does change dramatically on each block. I like that you know that. Bang John. That's a great stream elements command idea. Yeah, so anyway, one of the things I've like been trying to remember to always do is if... What did I change? Oh, right, I added some like testing CSS or HTML. Yeah, if someone like suggests a change, they don't use like the GitHub like suggested changes thing, I will like manually add them as a co-author because I just think it's like a nice thing to do. Great idea. So let's see if Jason has an email or something I can put on. Fun fact, sorry for anyone looking at this and thinking this is creepy. I've been meaning to make an app to do this, just like looking if there's like a Gmail or, there we go. The GitHub API, you can like find people's activity on and it's all public. So I'm gonna just put a link by Jason Stark. Zay Holland is someone who actually works with my wife at Clean Choice Energy, which is like a nice green energy company. Met him finally in person at React Miami. It was awesome. And then he was actually helping me debug some remix stuff like while we were there. Good stuff. Yeah. Which reminds me, actually, I've been meaning to file an issue. Feature. Yeah, let's call it a feature. Feature. Use fancy new CSS to make design typography, to make layouts and typography more responsive. Let's see. React Miami Una talk. Alright, so the person I'm referring to, Una Kravitz. You're walking distance from Dino's? Yo, come to PhillyJS. Let's go. Let's say hi in person. Best JavaScript is no JavaScript. I don't know. Was this the second day? Shush. Here. Yep, there it is. Yep. Nice and early in the video. There's Andronica. There's Christopher Shadow, the creator of Prettier. LOL. Among other things. Alright. Whereas I wish this had like, you know, the like little YouTube indicators of things. Are we going? Where's Una? Come on. There it is. Started. Cool. And I'm getting this not just to share with y'all, but because I was at, yeah, I want to post it here. Una have a GitHub. Una, oh, what a great little name thing. I'm so jealous of people who have like just the 3-letter or whatever GitHubs. Welcome. CSS features. One of the takeaways I came away with is that instead of using hard-coded breakpoints and font sizes, hard-coded font sizes at certain breakpoints, we could make font sizing much more dynamic, e.g. a percentage of viewport height / width cap with maxes and or max and or minimum values. CSS shenanigans. This would use CSS features like clamp, min, max, etc. I haven't had the time to really dig in and revamp the site, but it would be great if someone else could. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do this because the site works and I got other things that are higher priority for me, but this is a good first issue and an enhancement, and it's accepting PRs. So someone at it is definitely a culprit of my not knowing CSS things as powerfully as I'd wish. Cool. Get out of here, Chrome. Alright. The meantime, filed and issued to use fancy new CSS techniques in this site to make its design more responsive. Yay, browsers! Because honestly, browsers are super powerful these days. It's truly amazing what you can do with them. Cool. By the way, Kevin, do you wanna? Was it Kevin who had the question? Yeah, Kevin, do you want to ask the question? I'm down. Now's a good time. Let's see. Oh, by the way, my talk is also here. Let's see. Day 3. I think I had like in free. Yep, this is my talk. It leads to your question. Awesome. End-to-end test. Ugh, I hate how every time I set up end-to-end tests, it takes freaking forever. Why does Playwright take freaking minutes to I've been meaning to look into this. Tooling. End-to-end tests take multiple minutes in CI to install Playwright. Ugh. Example CI run. We're seeing install Playwright. Upwards of 5 minutes run in CI. That other tasks, yeah, other tasks tend to take like what, like 30 seconds? Like what? At most, like what is happening? Why does this take so freaking long? I mean, the reason why is a minute up to. It takes a while because it's like downloading and installing Playwright, which is like a whole set of things and it comes with browsers and stuff. To take less than a minute. This. Most of Playwright and browsers that it can run on, or something like that. We should figure out if there's a faster way to do things. Yeah. Ooh, hang on. Sending a DM off screen. One moment. Okay, cool. Sorry. Ooh, do I have to fork that whole repo? I thought I could create a branch from the issue, but the options in there. Yeah. So, if you are working in someone else's repo, oh, I haven't started this one yet. And you don't have like fancy schmancy permissions on it if they haven't added you as a collaborator or whatnot, then yeah, you're not going to have the permissions to say create a new commit on one of their branches or to send up a new branch to their repo. So yeah, you're going to have to fork the repo, make it just on whatever account, let's say your personal account, and then when you send up a new commit on a new branch in your repo, then you can, like, GitHub will offer to send a pull request, like the little UI thingy will offer that. So yeah, unless it's your own repo or something you have permissions of, then you do need to fork. Honestly, this is an excellent question because like this comes up constantly. Like this is one of the most confusing, annoying things about the GitHub/Git flow online. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, and I've gotten this question so many times because like this is legitimately confusing that I've actually ended up adding it on one of my, it's like not super well explained, but yeah, like I always tell people to like fork the repo in my development flow just to boop. And yeah, no, we can't, a lot of repos, like you can't, GitHub doesn't give us the permissions to assign people who aren't collaborators. It's very annoying. I wish they had a toggle for that. Yeah. Anyway, because that there's like a Docker image or something where we can have Playwright pre-installed. This definitely impacts other repos I maintain. I've worked on so yeah, this is like something that's like hit like the HalfStackConf website. So it'd be lovely to get a good fix that works generically, not just for this one repo. And either the Playwright docs already say how to do this, or we should file/find an issue asking for an explanation. Like this is just something that like I copied from the Playwright docs, their recommended setup, and it works, and now I'm like, well, there needs to be a better thing. Enhancement, accepting PRs. I don't know if I'd call this a good first issue because it involves like CI and Docker maybe and stuff. So I'm just gonna leave it as enhancement, accepting PRs. So people don't get spammed with random assignments. Maybe, yeah. I wish there was a way you could say like, yes, I'm willing to be assigned in this org or something like that. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so let's post this online. I'm probably gonna end up like bumping these on Twitter and Mastodon. And we get Playwright build CI runs to take much less time installing. Yeah. Boop. Cool. Well, it passed eventually, so I'm gonna JSON approved. It's like a casual site, so normally if this was like a professional thing, I'd like re-request, but by the way, this is such, I love this logo so much. It's the JavaScript logo and like roughly the same, almost the same font as JavaScript, but yeah. Whoop, sorry, I just showed someone's private email. I think that's already public though. Oh well. I hate the privacy aspect of streams, you know? I hate that we can't do like a delay like on broadcast television where there's that like, you know, like the kill switch or whatever it's called. All right. Cool. So next up, let's look at DefinitelyTyped again. Cool. Okay. Switching gears a bit. Working again on the DefinitelyTyped eslint to eslint migration. Prepping a PR that enables a new eslint-plugin-jsdoc rule. And I'll explain that. So I actually did this on my last stream, I think. OBS. So yes, you're right. OBS can do a delay, but then I get this like really annoying thing where like someone will ask something in the chat and like 5 minutes later we'll complete the conversation. Yeah, you're right. It's annoying. It's really annoying to me. Oh, I just realized I haven't been posting things in the chat. Sorry. Cool. So what is this? So eslint is like the old deprecated linter for TypeScript. Eslint is the standard JavaScript linter. We've, as a community, migrated basically almost all projects from eslint to eslint with typescript-eslint.io, which is the tooling that I spend a good chunk of my maintenance open source time on as a maintainer. DefinitelyTyped is, to my knowledge, the biggest open source project still on eslint because it had like a bunch of custom rules and tooling and stuff. So we're migrating it over. One of the things is this old no redundant JSDoc rule, the second version of it, that was written in eslint, and now we added some features to JSDoc. That link is not there anymore. To eslint-plugin-jsdocs check tag names. Here we go. To do that, and actually the check tags name rule is more powerful than the old eslint custom for DefinitelyTyped rule. Like it was a custom rule written in the DefinitelyTyped tooling. So yeah, I've got like 200 files or more changed. Yeah, so I was concerned when DefinitelyTyped PRs are created, the authors listed at the top of files changed will like automatically be requested. For example, this library I've never used, Angular UI Bootstrap. Maybe I've used it before. Don't think I have. Like these 4 people would be auto requested. So I'm like kind of hesitant to request like almost 200 libraries worth of people. So I asked, and Nathan, member of the TypeScript team, who's been really helpful with this stuff over time. Dev Sabrina, hola, como está? Please don't answer in Spanish. That's like 30% of the Spanish I know. Cool. So Nathan's saying normally split everything into one. I'm assuming pull request for relatively uncontroversial that touches everything. One PR is fine, and just wait for review from DT maintainer. Definitely type. That makes sense. This change isn't required. It's just like a nice to have, but it shouldn't be controversial. Like I'm just removing JSDoc comments that are unnecessary. Like someone put an @ class on a function, even though it uses class, and like @ type dispatcher on something that's marked as dispatcher. Like what this does is just I linted for things where like someone said it's a string in the JSDoc comment, even though it is already typed in TypeScript. So it shouldn't be controversial. Just suggested FibJS separately because what is FibJS? Oh my god, FibJS has 55 files? I didn't even realize it was so many. Oh yeah, and it's like not even English for a lot of them. Like a lot of the comments. So like I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm like just blatantly disagreeing with what these things. Actually, I forget. I like looked a bunch of these comments up once. Text, go to English. Queries. Okay, so these are like comments. You're learning more about GitHub. That's awesome. Yeah, I was just talking to someone else here on the stream, Kevin. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is yeah. So I'm gonna take Nathan Shively Sanders' advice. Let me open definitely. Do I not have it cloned on this computer? What? IP. Definite. Code definitely. Why is code not? Oh my god, it opened in a. Okay, never mind. Let me like stash any other things. GitHub 101 Club. Yeah. So what I will often do is I'll like git reset soft head, which will get me all the changes that I want. Do I? I might have like multiple. Let's see. So I'm gonna get reset soft to this commit that like the closest one in history that's not mine. Okay, here we go. 205 files changed. That's what I was looking for. And so like all of these are staged. I'll unstage them, so it's just like floating around changes, and I'll just explicitly take just the ones I want. So it's everything except types/fibjs. Where are we? Types/fibjs. Where's the first not fibjs one? Here we go. Yay, Git magics. Looking good is better than knowing like you know what you're doing. Oh yeah, that was my philosophy. Fake it till you make it, baby. But honestly, people who like, in my experience, people who are learning have much lower estimation of their abilities than is accurate. Like I'm sure you two and everyone else in the chat who's in GitHub 101 Club are much more advanced than you think you are. Words of experience. Okay, cool. So, all right. Yeah. So I got these changes. Short ran eslint-plugin-jsdoc check tag names auto fixer on assorted types. Bang GitHub. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually kind of proud of how my GitHub looks. Oh, look at that performance. It's got a bunch of stuff. I have like a pending to do on myself to like automate creating this. Been meaning to get to that step at a time. All right. Git push force. So now I'm force pushing. So like get rid of that silly Git history, and my comments on files should still exist if the files aren't in fib. Here we go. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to. Oh, this one's interesting. Chrome apps index DTS. Let's go to the file chain. Yay! Thanks for following me. Y'all should post your GitHubs in the chat. I'll follow all y'all. Hooray, community! All right. Hang on a second. I'm just. Sorry, 1 second. Behind the scenes thing. One moment. Okay, yeah, sorry. Anyway, yeah, so, where is it? Line 6339. So what the autofixer did was, it took, what happened here? It took a JS.doc comments indicating that this const template type variable here uses an event, and all the doc comments on it that were marked as @prop. Like, it would be cool if the autofixer could move them here. So like, let me open this in VS Code because I'm gonna have to isolate. Because it was like this. Like, I'm just gonna have 2 props here. Basic image. So like, it was like this, and then it was moved to this because @prop is unnecessary. But compare diff. What the hell? Active. Compare active file with. There we go. Yeah. So like this. Nope. Other way around. There we go. Yeah. Like this is what the. But it would be cool if they could instead like move them here. That would be a nice feature request. I would like it if that could work. Look at all these lovely GitHubs. Yay. Oh my God, Ryan, I'm so sorry. I didn't follow you. Now I do. Likewise, Allison and Sabrina. Awesome. I follow all 4 of you now. Kevin, you are in the clear. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna file that as a eslint-plugin-jsdoc. Ooh, they're seeking funding, but it's closed as an issue. Interesting. As an open source maintainer, I'm always empathetic to people. Closing issue, but funding still desired. Yeah, I feel that. Cool. Yeah, so feature request, check tag names, move prop. Do I have to back to the prop tags onto props if they exist? I'm pretty sure this issue doesn't already exist because like I just added functionality to check tag names. Docs, add TypeScript, add typed option. Yeah. All right. Yay, following. Where was the comment? Here we go. Copy link. Sometimes we see JSDoc comments on an object that could be prop comments object that really should be on individual properties of the object. So like what we started with, example, is something like this. Right now, check tag names only knows to fix this by removing prop. Diff. Love me some diff views. Look at this. Oop, I went the wrong way. So fancy with this diff view. Yeah, so minus says it's removed, plus says it's added, so we got this nice little, you know what, I'm gonna move them next to each other. Here we go. Nice little remove the prop, add that thing. But what I'd really like it'd be nice in situations where the prop name matches the prop tag to move the comment onto the property itself. So like instead of adding it up, just like removing it in place, like what if we did this? Voila. This would be a cool thing to have. By the way, I always forget to mention this. If y'all have any questions or things you want to talk about, please let me know. I'm always happy to chat. Especially if it involves open source or TypeScript. But you know, no need or no hard need for that. There we go. All right. Ooh, that doesn't look great. What happened to my indentation? There we go. Honestly, this it does feel pretty low priority to me. It's array, the pattern, before pattern, like the way it was before, the bad change here is pretty rare, is not very common, but it'd be cool to see this happen, maybe. Yeah. Alternative equals do nothing. Oh, hey, Nathan. Yeah. I probably would not accept this issue as a maintainer of eslint-plugin-jsdoc. I'd be like, that's way too complex for the benefit, but you know what? Just throwing it out there. Suggesting an extra feature in the eslint-plugin-jsdoc. I probably wouldn't consider it worth the time, but hey, you never know. Yeah, it's not up to me as someone who isn't actually maintaining on the package. It's really up to them. So I'm just gonna paste here. Side note, I've got a Twitter DM open with someone. I've been trying to react thumbs up for the last 20 minutes. It isn't working. Or the last 10 minutes. Cool. Boop. Do I have an eslint template for Astro? Great question. No, but I don't have like a formal template, but like my upcoming new personal site, which I will eventually finish the last 20% of work on, does have an example of linting with Astro and Solid. Yeah, where is this? Where is my eslint? Yeah, so I use a lot more linting than a lot of people do. So beware, you can remove a lot of this stuff. Like if you don't want to like lint your YAML files, it's fine to not. Oh, you sent an issue to a company. Congrats, Sabrina, that's awesome. Yeah, Dan Jatan and I were, oh yeah, that's right. Docs, next, was it? I forget it. Yeah, here we go. This is what Dan and I were working on. Boop. Forgot to start it. It's got a whole situation going on in here. Not as bad as mine. All right, cool. So back to Definitely Typed. Very excited about this. What's the new updated file diff? Only 154. And you can eslint. Yeah, they're actually, the new version of eslint is going to make it even easier to eslint all the things. Very excited about that. They're making it, Nicholas Zegas has been talking about adding in like language plugins so that people writing eslint plugins for like CSS and YAML and stuff don't have to do as much work. Very excited. Still on master? Yes. Check out what did I call this branch? So I'm making a new PR now for specifically the PhillyJS. All 50 of those files. eslint, prep, jsdoc, check, tag, names, PhillyJS. What did I commit? On PhillyJS. I'm sure there's like a tilde or like some fancy way to get push UART in the current branch, but haven't gotten around to memorizing it. Did I even use the recommended template in this? Alright. Sorry for not using the template, lol. Okay. This PR splits out specifically PhillyJS types from this one. Where's that comments? Where is it? There it is. What is PhillyJS? Great question. And yeah, let's look at this. One of the lovely things about static analysis is that you don't often have to know what the library does. Published 8 years ago, 7 weekly downloads. There should be a rule about this, you know? If like literally no one is using your thing, like, can we just not? Like I know what I'm saying is not reasonable, that like NPM has to be like always up. You never know when someone needs a package, but like, I'm just curious, like what is the actual cost of hosting the like whatever thousands of packages that are more than 5 years old that like no one uses? Or maybe someone does use this and like this is like one developer who's like 20 times more productive because of it. You're considering cleaning DT for unupdated packages? Yes, please do. Oh, what was it? Socket.dev lets you look at packages I know NPM was like gonna add it. Oh, there we go. README is, wait, is this the right library? I don't think so. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong package. Is this the right one? Yeah, it would stay forever in NPM. Oh, well. Where's the file explorer? Come on. I'm clicking. Oop, dang it. 0 bytes. Okay, I don't think I'm looking at the right package. All right. It's like, what is this? Types? Oh, wait. PhillyJS? Yeah. What is happening? PhillyJS. So do they just not publish on NPM? Like, what is... Also, Ricardo? Cool. China, that explains the Chinese descriptions. Pardon me for not knowing which variant of those languages it's in. JavaScript runtime built on V8s. Fiber switch. Oh, this is... Okay, look at this last change 2 weeks ago. Okay, so this is definitely a not abandoned project. Oh, it's got a website and everything. But it's in Chinese. Can I translate? Module. Shout out auto translation. Cool. Yeah, so this is like a real thing. A node competitor. Have you used it? Does it work well? Like, oh no, it's got CI issues. Oh, poor little Ubuntu 2004 PP. Is that PowerPC 64-bit? Yeah. Oh, you're just looking at GitHub. Cool. Sync style and not locking. Cool. Yeah, so this is definitely a thing. I also like removed a bunch of trailing white space accidentally / automatically, which is probably good. Yeah, so it's literally just this one person, this Richard, on all these files that I could find. So that's cool. Yeah, 50 files. Geez, what a large amount of effort to create a node competitor or node equivalent. Types PhillyJS is equivalent to types node. That makes sense. Also, that makes sense why their NPM is like relatively, oh boy, relatively empty. Okay. Ready for review. YOLO. And then I'll also say on the socials, split out a PR for PhillyJS PL about it. Nifty Node.js competitor equivalent something like that. Take my word for it. Haven't looked too deeply. I really hope this is like not blatantly incorrect and inaccurate because I don't want to spread incorrect information online. No build for Motorola 6800. Oof. Sorry, Kevin. I know y'all y'all really need that. Does Node have a 6800? Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Seaman. How's it going? Did this really pass all the checks? I'm just impressed with the speed of... Oh, 11 minutes. Okay, I guess I was just talking for too long. One dev project. Good on them for posting types. Yeah, so let me, as stated in the OP, there's no need to explicitly indicate a type of anything that's already given a type. There's generally no need in TypeScript. Let me put this on the same, the first at type. Here we go. It's not generally picked up well by tooling and is sometimes inaccurate. For example, the stream type here is a human nickname for the actual class stream type. And later on, string is used instead of, because fun fact, in TypeScript, for good reasons, because it models JavaScript, uppercase S string refers to the new string, like the object-oriented style string, whereas lowercase s string is like the primitive style. That's not the right way of explaining it. I think someone should like call me out angrily about using the phrase object-oriented incorrectly, but like that's how I internally think of it. Cool. Are there other changes? Yeah. Here, the type actually did add good information. And I'm not going to say good, useful information. TypeScript doesn't have a way to represent numbers that are only ever in integers. But so I manually preserved the info as a note. Oh yeah, so fun fact, there's like an actual JSDoc website, and the notes not on the list of things. Oh, I've been using it. Remark maybe? What? How is remark not like an official thing? Whatever. I'm just using note. LOL. And post. Thought I posted. There we go. I think that's the extent of the types of changes. Also, y'all, my wife is in the other room on a meeting. She has an actual job. Let me know if you can hear her. I'll like do something with the audio. Oh yeah, congrats, Chrissy, on the sponsorships. That's awesome. Yay, open source. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through. I'm like pretty sure that like there really weren't any changes that I made other than what's already been discussed, or like classifications of changes, that I'm just gonna scroll all the way down and make sure. How many load diffs are there? Oh, only 12 to go. That's not so bad. One of the things that I've always struggled with in my career is getting lazy and sloppy, because I just want to get it done. I just want to get it out the door. So I'm trying to be good at being careful, understanding edge cases, being thorough. If I like send up a PR when it's in draft, like just, you know, in case it's wrong, go through the code one more time. But yeah, this is looking like it's really just all the same. And again, one of the things I like about open source static analysis stuff is that because like we very generally often don't change runtime code, like we're not going to cause like runtime crashes or security exploits or whatever, for the most part. I'm sure someone will eventually find a security exploit caused by like linting or something, but like for now I feel much more safe doing this than like actually working on FibJS or Node themselves. It's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna ready for review. It's cool. Yay, ready for review. Awesome. All right, so that's enough of that. If anyone else wants to... There are too many reviews for this PR change. Merging can only be handled by a DT maintainer. Huge change. Look at me. Wow. Okay. What's next on the notifications queue? I was just looking at this. Cool. I don't want to go back to refine save replies because I need to futz around with like tokens and keys and stuff. And I was doing that in the last stream. And what I'm really excited about right now, stuff that is a little older, also good motivation to work on now, is typescript-eslint. So I'm working perpetually on making our docs better. Here's to work on eslint docs for first time setup. Got a nice little, what does this PR even do? Set of tips for type linting. And that was reviewed. Boop. And let me just post that in the chat. Post it on the Twitter. Cool. So what's going on here? Oh yeah, so this is like just a real annoyance. In the TypeScript-eslint getting started linting with type information document, which is like the second thing people generally do, Like first we tell us people how to get started with like just using us for our list of rules and letting eslint parse your code, which is this thing. eslint docs next. Yeah. No, thank heavens this next site is already stable. The second thing we tell people to do is once you use us as like a general eslint like parser and set of rules, then go one step further and enable our type checked rules that are more powerful because they use the type checker, but require you to tell TypeScript-eslint how to set up that type checker with like Project Troop, for example. And then like for good reasons, we don't set up a default project by default. Like we don't infer from your projects because we tried that before and it was terrible for performance, and we might eventually be able to do it again, but for now it's like a whole thing. Anyway, yeah, so if you just go through the flow right now, here, let me post the issues. When do we use eslint for formatting? Funny, Ryan. Never. Oh, thank you for the recommendation, Archetype. Really appreciate you. Actually, after this, I might just post my blog post live on stream. That'll be fun. About not using eslint for formatting. That's the whole thing. Yeah, so when you go through our setup tips, you like almost... Oh! Should I... Thank you very much for the raid. THDXR. Did we meet? Did we meet at React Miami? This is really funny. Hello. Thanks, Dex. Yeah, so let me just go ahead and repost. Hi everyone, thanks for coming. Repost the link to my React Miami talk, explaining why one should not use eslint for formatting. Welcome everyone. Thanks Ryan for the announcement. Let me just why do I have so many draft blog posts? How did this... Whatever. Wait, is this... Oh no, those are issues. Okay. Yeah, so hey everyone. Hi Dax. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. Appreciate the raid. Hello Dax's minions. Glad to see you all have achieved such a fine stature in life. That is not sarcasm. I would love to be a minion for Dax. Dax and I met at React Miami, where I gave a talk on how to configure eslint pretty and TypeScript together. The biggest takeaway was don't use eslint for formatting. That's not what it's for. We actually have an entire docs page in TypeScript-eslint. The tool that lets you run eslint on TypeScript, explaining why you shouldn't do that thing. So, hey everyone. Good stuff. By the way, Dax, I've been meaning to mention to you in like DM or something. Like your talk was awesome. Thank you for giving it. I think a lot of people don't understand like the, as you call it, the hidden infrastructure, like the stuff behind front ends, and it's really good to know that stuff. That's really useful. So, yay. Anyway, yeah. So if you go through the docs on typescript-eslint.io for linting with type information, you enable type information, and then run eslint, we will give a complaint to you because your eslint-rc.js file probably isn't included in your tsconfig. And this is an issue. We want people to enable type linting, but like people don't generally include JS files in their tsconfig. So then you get this like hideous error, this infamous parsing error. Eslint was configured to run on file using parseroptions.project, but your tsconfig doesn't include the file. So it's like a super worded complaint. Like this is what people see. It's real bad. Like no one reads this. No one ever reads this. It frustrates me greatly because this is the information you need. So honestly, I might consider just like removing all this and then just directing people to the site, but classic. Yeah. So anyway, I added, I have a PR, I'll post one more time in the chat, suggesting, well, maybe we can just like explain to people how to do things. Flashing out tips. Can I see the preview deploy? Here we go. Oh, I gotta post this on Twitter. Sorry, whenever I get rated, I get like really excited and, oh no, I did post it and then forget what I was doing. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, so like I added this little caution thing. Your eslint or CJS file might start receiving a parsing error. CRTS-config inclusion. Yes. So if you don't want to lint the file, you can ignore it. If you do want to lint the file, if you don't want to lint the file, type where linting. You can remove all. Wait a second. Oh yeah, remove all rules requiring type information from the top level config and only apply them to TS files via an override using eslint's overrides. This is like a common thing people do. And then in our upcoming v6, you can override the other way. You can say in JS files, remove type checked rules. But like I generally prefer this one, which is why it's first. It would make you happy if eslint had a built-in formatter and you could stop using prettier. Feels obnoxious to maintain multiple configs, and prettier hasn't been very good about staying up to date with new TS syntax. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It would be nice to not have like 50 different tools. I will say that Prettier uses us for TypeScript syntax, and the last couple TypeScript versions, we've been better than we were previously, which has enabled Prettier to be better than it was previously for some features. So we're hoping to make that faster. But yeah, it is annoying. Such is life. Cool. And then I got the one review comment pending from, here we go, troubleshooting, Brad referring to line 60. Oh boy, so I have like this whole big thing right now from another set of changes. So I'm actually gonna reclone this repo so I can have two versions of it locally. This is like a thing I like do once in a while where like I don't want to like stash my changes in one repo. I just want to work in another PR, and I don't like using online editors. I just have never gotten used to like github.dev or Stackblitz or whatnot, even though they're great tools. So yeah, let's just troubleshoot MDX. Yeah, we get on the PR. By the way, hi everyone who's stuck around from the raid. Feel free to ask me any questions you want. I'm happy to chat. I work on things like typescript-eslint. The tooling lets you run Prettier and eslint on TypeScript, along with other open source projects. So always happy to talk. Hi. Cool. So yeah, looking at this, maybe put this first so that the simpler config option is front and center. It's an interesting idea. By the way, the JS or the MDX parser in VS Code does not like our little prettier ignore comments, which I'm doing because Prettier has some like oddities around MDX parsing, and we're like on an older version of MDX because Docusaurus is on an older version of MDX. It's like this whole thing. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate you saying that. I disagree. I don't think I'm super cool, but that's just me not having any self-confidence. Yeah, so like Brad is suggesting, well, this one's a little simpler. What if we put it first? The problem is, I don't like this because people will like set up their own overrides for things in here, or like enable custom rules or something, and then get confused. Also, this is like upcoming in v6. So I guess maybe interesting. Maybe in once v6 lands we can. I personally err on the side of putting additive changes in overrides. Lean towards the side of maybe next time. Get work trees. Who's the guy in the first message? What happened? Get work trees, 2 different versions of Git repo. Oh yeah, I feel like someone mentioned that once. multiple working trees. Yeah, I'll look into this. Thanks. Maybe soon. Cool. Yeah. So Brad and I have a good relationship. I really hate just saying no to suggestions, but I feel like this is a good suggestion once v6 lands that we should consider. All right. And I have a merge conflict, I think, for one of my other PRs. So check out main, get pull upstream main. Thanks for the suggestion, by the way. Cow face dev. One thing I do that makes me annoyed sometimes is I intentionally work on a fork of typescript-eslint just to make sure I'm not like accidentally pushing to main, and also to make sure I'm like using the tools that contributors do because they have to work in forks. Get pull upstream main, get push PR checkout. So like sometimes I have to update my forks main for new changes. Type linting mdx incoming change. What changed? JS title is a CJS versus a JS. Okay. What did I actually change this? PR. Yep. Right. Okay, so I just renamed the file to CJS in this PR. That's all. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. I'm glad to have you here. So you're a TypeScript-eslint user at Cowface? That makes me happy. How's it going for you? Anything you'd like to say to me while you have me? Anything you'd like to scream into the ether? Cool. So this PR looks good and happy. Mark is resolved. Sorry, Brad. So yeah, I'll just wait a little bit on this one just for the builds to run, just in case. And let's go to my next setting up. Ooh, 13 minutes ago this had an update. What happened here? Please consider adding tests. Ha ha ha. I am fancy. I'm not going to do that. Okay. What else is... Ooh, update dependency prettier to 288. This is it pretty... Ooh. So we use renovates to automatically bump our packet versions. Sometimes there's like a build failure where like, I don't know, if prettier has some auto formatting things. Ooh, look at this. Error, blah, 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 parameter TS. Decorators are not valid here. Ooh. Well, if you're not using us, you should check us out. We're pretty cool. Okay, so yarn prettier list. Okay, so prettier actually gives an error now on this fixture. Interesting. So in our scope manager, which is the package, the type of package that you can use with eslint to let your rules know scopes, or like if you say like make like let val and then for, or like while true let val, like that's the thing that lets a rule know that this variable is different from that variable even though they have the same name. Like on this line it's the inner val. That's like what a scope manager does. It's really useful for some eslint rules. I don't know what to do here, actually. I regret looking into this when I have so many people on the stream. Y'all can watch me flounder. This is good. So what happened is prettier... Actually, I think we added this. Because prettier uses us, and now we're using prettier. So, funny. So yeah, that's now invalid code. What is this? Case... Oh boy. Allow list supported diagnostics. Okay, so now that we're on some new version of prettier, so our scope manager parameter, let's look at this in larger scope. So there's a decorator with C as the name. So the scope manager. Oh yeah, you're watching me figure things out loud. Great. So the scope manager, what it does is it sees that there's a variable in the parameter definition with the name, which is an identifier, which is like one of these, like A, B, C, D, C, with no references anywhere. Okay, decorators are not valid here is true in general. So like this was invalid code to begin with, I think. So if I just remove the like so invalid that the new version of Prettier barfs on it, then change that to C. CD packages scope manager yarn just. Alright, so yeah, what's happening here is we are updating to a new version of Prettier. Prettier no longer allows this like, oh wait, no, that's not the right one. It's wait, did that work? Hang on. Yarn check. Maybe it's none of these are allowed. Maybe it's only erroring on the last decorator in here. Oh boy. So actually what I'm going to do is npx prettier. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I think just none of these are allowed. So yeah, I'm just going to prettier ignore. Prettier ignore. Decorators are not valid here. I'm not actually sure what the right thing is. It's a prettier ignore start. So I'm gonna have a great John as well. Thank you, Ryan. Enjoy your JS studies. All right. So I'm just gonna write everything with prettier dash right. Yeah. So yeah, I think, yeah, what this scope manager tests fixtures. These are all run by our jest tests, but what's failing is Prettier failing to format it. So I think for now we will want to probably just ignore Prettier so that we can still test this behavior. Scope manager yarn jest update snapshots just to make sure snapshots are updated. All right, let's see. Yep. So it did all changes to the parameter TS snapshot, which explains like which variables and such are different. All right. Ignored fixture and ran npx prettier dot dash rates. And decorator is not valid here. What? Did I not? Come on. Is this not the right way to prettier ignore? How do you prettier ignore a block of code? What? There it is, prettier ignore start. Oops. Why is this barfing? Syntax error in prettier dash right. Am I not allowed? Do I have to have a prettier ignore end? Am I not allowed to comment? Like what's wrong here? Do I need the prettier ignore end? Why is prettier mad at me? What is going on? So Prettier is still trying to format this file, even though it's invalid, even though I'm telling it not to because of the invalid syntax. Okay. All right, so we actually have already a list of rules, or a list of like excludes for Prettier. So, oh my God, I forgot to post the thing on the social. Okay. Checking the automatic renovator activate PR for taunting our prettier version. Whoops. All right. So now does this work? Oh wait, no, I don't want to commit. I want to remove these. Okay. Amend. All right. Git push. Ooh, I'm gonna sneeze. Cool. And someone on the triage team other than me should look at this now that I have changed things. Awesome. Yarn test. We use NX, by the way, which is like a nice build and test and etc. What do they call themselves? A build system. Yeah. Monorepo support. It's for those who've used Turbo repo, it's like that, but NX is very cool. One of our maintainers is on the NX team. Cool. Oh boy. Oh boy. Snapshots. Oh geez, I should, you know what, before requesting review, I should have run yarn test u to update snapshots. Oopsie poopsie. Anyway, cool. So while this runs, I'm also gonna, as I say, sort of responding now to comments on our 6.8.0 changes to rule configurations for 6.0 post. Recap. We've got a new major version coming out soon and want to update the recommended rule configs for it. Yeah, really excited that we're pretty close to releasing 6.0. I just need to do some last step verifications, test it out in community repos and stuff and finalize the config changes. So while these tests are running, here we go. So we got some snapshot updates. That's cool. It's all position changes, I'm guessing. Little punctuator changes from parentheses changes because Prettier's updated. That's cool. Ooh, hi War Control, welcome to the chat. nx.dev, is it for I believe you can use it without a monorepo. I'm under the impression it can still run just one package or one project's commands, but it works really well with monorepos. NX in single repo. Cool. Oh, look at this. Accessibility issues in our tests, but that's because I'm running locally and it's weird. Okay. Update snapshots. This is not flat config archetype. Great question though. ESLint has a new flat config. I'll post it in the chat for reference. They have a nice blog post about it. No, we actually don't support or don't intentionally support flat config yet. We Nicholas Zakis, the ESLint person, maintainer, lead, creator person, has a PR open on us to try it out on our project, and it's blocked on NX supporting ESLint flat config, amusingly. But yeah, it's almost at the level where community plugins like us should intentionally support it. I believe it. Last time I checked, it wasn't at the level yet where we should support it, but I might no longer be correct on that. Cool. So while this friend is running, let's look at the. Got my other PR. Cool. That build passed too. So yeah, I'm just gonna merge my PR. Take that, Netlify deployments. No worries. I'm excited about ESLint's flat config. It looks really good. Simpler, fewer weird things. It uses ESM modules. Very excited. ES modules. Okay. So someone commented a couple of things. Love to see it. Ooh, New York. shout out. Where is my tweet? Cool. Awesome. So, oh yeah, so the problem with this silly little config is that, check out v6. Sometimes we add rules to the v6 branch and they're not, like I just haven't gotten around to updating this config yet. So I added a no unsafe enum comparison rule. I believe I got that merged. Yes, merged 3 weeks ago. And it's not on this list yet. So I'm gonna have to update. It's this, I'll post it in the chat again. It's this giant table of all the changes to the recommended configs in Typescript-eslint v6. Great stuff. Good explanation here too. Oh, what mic am I using? Yes, good call out, XTCFN. Yeah, it is a HyperX quadcast. I've always wanted to be one of those people that has like light up everything's and RGB shenanigans. And ooh, got a little dirt in there. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, this table is huge, doesn't display well on GitHub, so I'm gonna paste it here. Disable word wrap. All right, so let's see, what did we add? This rule, no unsafe enum comparison, and I need to add it to this table. So no unsafe dash, where does it go alphabetically? CDE, enum comparison. Let's see, it's a new rule. So one of these columns, I always forget. Status is that it is a newly added Typescript-eslint rule, so it is new. It does require type checking, I believe. In fact, I can check this on the website. Unsafe enum comparison, there we go. Yeah, right now it's in our strict config. We're gonna move it from strict, which is the like, we can add whatever we want here, to recommended requiring. Oh, do we want to enable this by default or in our recommended configs? Interesting. I believe we do because it's super weird and spooky that you can do this. Like enum fruit triple equals 999. Like nothing in TypeScript will like let you know that that's not allowed. Yeah, so I think we should enable it by default because enums are spooky. So let's do that. Where is it? So it's actually just the same as this fella. So remove it from, I believe this is strict config into recommended config, and it does require type checking. Unlike no unsafe declaration merging, another new rule. Cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna update the discussion there. Cyberstack.dev. Ooh, what a nice looking website. Very cool. What is cyberstack.dev? You have an Instagram? Oh, just like a vibe, the aesthetic. Cool stuff. I've been listening to like cyberpunk or what's it called? Synthwave music. Good stuff. I got into Turbo Night recently. Not normally like a huge music person, like I just kind of listen to it in the background, lo-fi beats, etc. But Turbo Night's pretty great. I really enjoyed them. Cool. So yes, good call out, Tyler LaPrade. It was merged after the last time I went over this list. Just updated now to indicate it's meant to move from strict to recommended. Type checked. Cool. And I should also just look at the pull requests that have is PR updated, sort by last updated, and then Feach eslint-plugin-jsdoc in title. So, ooh, and then is merged. I think I want to look for too, because I want to see all the merged. Rogue VHS, cool, thank you. Query for merged features to eslint plugin. Okay, so yeah, the no duplicate type constituents. Let me just make sure. Okay, so that was added to the list. I vaguely think I remember doing that. Cool. So yeah, it's literally just no unsafe enum comparisons. That was an update. Cool. Cool. What else is being asked here? I wish you could mark things as resolved. Yeah, like GitHub discussions feel like mostly baked, but there's just a few small things. Like it's hard to manage noise. Like things that were very good comments and now are out of date. Like I don't want to hide it. Like that just seems rude. I don't know. Testing the delta, but doesn't even apply to the rules in some cases. For example, when I comment on existing no useless empty export, the rule doesn't fire. The sigil config extends, React hooks, strict type check, illicit type check. Very nice. So check your lock file. Lock. Oh yeah, those npm ls is a thing. You can try debugging techniques such as npm ls or manually looking through your lock file. This isn't, if you want help, how do I phrase this? I'm trying not to be rude to Tyler. Like, this is not the right place to ask this question, but it's a good question to ask, and I'm glad that it was asked because I want to point people to the right place. It's like there's no negativity associated with it. So I'm just going to copy a link to our Discord. Our Discord would be the right place to ask. Good question. I hope this is coming across in like the positive way I wanted to. See ya, Sabrina. Thanks for hanging out. Cool. Is that it? That's the new comments? Cool. And then the prettier thing, is it still running? Noticed our CI runs a lot longer when you modify packages because it can't reuse an existing cache. I think it has to like blow away or like reuse a less accurate cache for the node modules and then has to like reinstall. Anyway, good to see so many things starting fast. Okay. What kind of Mac am I on? Great question. Let's look. It's a M1 Max Studio from last year. This is like the second or third Mac I have ever bought. I'm normally not a big Mac guy, and I really despise how the UI is set up. Like, I really miss Windows. And I have to use, I think this is rectangle, yeah, just to get back the, like, nice, like, shortcuts. But, yeah. The M1 and M2 chips are fantastic. That's why I use them. All right. All right. Just going in oldest notification, new. I'm going to go through like one or two more things. I'm really getting hungry. My back is starting to give out. So maybe one last thing. But if there's anything y'all want to chat about, please let me know. Or like things you want me to look at. I prefer having a Unix or even Linux based operating system in general, like being able to just natively run like the standard version of like ls, grep, and so on is really nice on Mac. So yeah, I was on WSL for a while. I had like a Surface, series of Surface laptops and such, and it's just such a pain. Like I don't want to have to set up Hyper-V and all that stuff. I was on WSL, I was on Cygwin before that, then I was on WSL2 after, and I never got to the point where I was happy with the dev cycle. It always felt like I was shimming stuff together. Yeah, WSL2 is way better, but it still was killing my computer. Like, most of the time I'm just working on like little web projects, but then like randomly I'll do like something that requires like Python and, like graphics processing. And then truly the M1, M2 chips are pretty great. That being said, The Binding of Isaac, one of my favorite games, the newest update to it, I think it's Repentance, I always forget, isn't working on Mac, and they're like random bugs that aren't on PC. So I still have my Surface for gaming. Mac Studios are great. Hello. Sergey, Fed? Yes. Cool. Anyway, back to the thing. Okay. So we use a whole set of schemas and stuff in our rules. Let's close this and look like an actual rule. Plugin, rules, whatever. What's a good prefer for of? So like all ESLint rules, we have metadata set up that describes like the rule docs and messages and stuff. And then there's this schema which describes the options the rule can take in. And some of them get pretty complex. Like naming convention, its schema is it's a lot. And before I forget, let me just post probably the last thing to work on for the day. Looking at JSON schema stuff in the PR from Brad Sacker. Boop. Ooh, wait, no, not the last in the thread. From, don't want Elon to ban me. Brad Zacher. Yeah, alright, so ESLint is on v4 of the JSON schema, yeah, they're on v4 of the schema. There's like a v5 or something, like they can't move to. It's like really this whole rabbit hole. So what Brad is look at this diff. What Brad is doing is removing our dependency on types JSON schema because it's like a whole thing. Oh my god, types version 7. ESLint only supports JSON schema v4, and we want to provide stricter types, right? So basically Brad is just like creating our own version of the types. So we no longer need to use patch package to fix up JSON schema 7 types or whatever. What version are they on? Early development of JSON schema? What? What version are they though? Version? What? JSONschema.org specification? What version are they on? Version 2020. Okay, but like what? Version? V7? V6? V5? V4? Yeah, you know what? It doesn't matter to me what version is happening. It's fine. Cool. So I'm just looking. So Brad. Yeah, so updated the docs. So yeah, fun fact, we post architecture docs for all of our like exported packages. So JSON schema, previously types from the types JSON schema package re-exported, so you don't have to manually import them, and making sure you're using the same version as us. Oh yeah, let me just look at the definitely types for this thing. Ooh, curious to hear my approach to avoiding cyclic imports if you're building something with inherently recursive structure, like a type system. Cyclic imports and types are sometimes sort of inevitable. I'll try to extract them out into something new if I need. Like if A imports B, B imports A, maybe it's that there's this type that's shared between them, like type BA or AB or whatever. Like I'll maybe make a C file for that. But yeah, it's not something I have like hard thoughts on. Like sometimes you got to do it. But most of the time you can extract into like a third location type thing. So yeah, let's look at the JSON schema. Great question though. Index DTS, JSON schema 4, 6, and 7. Okay, yeah, so there are types for, I don't know what happened to 5, 6, and 7. Ooh, you want to start committing open source projects. That's awesome. Fun fact about the phrase biting the bullet, by the way, I always used to assume it was about like something inappropriate that I wouldn't discuss on stream personally. It doesn't mean that. It actually means in the old wars, if someone had to do a very painful, I guess this is a little gruesome. So trigger warning, gruesomeness, war. But 3, 2, 1 on the trigger warning. Yeah, so if you had like a really painful medical procedure, like an amputation or something, it'd give you a bullet to bite on so you wouldn't like bite your own tongue off. Fun fact. I thought that was cool. Also, rule of thumb is not about beating people, which I heard a rumor was. It was like, oh shoot, where's rule of thumb? It's like something like, yeah, like a unit of measurement. It's like actually, yeah, it was rumored that it was like some horrible judgment. Anyway, trigger warning's over. Back to the code. Yeah, so updating the docs to say it's strict types for the JSON schema v4 spec, the version that eslint uses, because they're locked on v4. There's like no need for them to bump. It works for them. All right, so you know what? Actually, I'm gonna just compare these to the definitely typed version. JSON schema TS. I wonder if we could just export our own package for utils. Not specifically utils. But like for specifically like JSON schema v4 so that like eslint could use it in their dev cycle. Yeah, so let's look at, all right, pardon the history. Okay, so JSON schema v4 type name. What? Little slash comment there. Get rid of that. Nitpick here and elsewhere. Don't really need that comment. All right. Let's see. JSON schema v4 type. So like, I never actually explained what JSON schema is. JSON schema is a way of describing what JSON is allowed to be. Like, what's a good rule that has some config but not too much? Rules, TS. Return await has a schema? Yeah, so like the return await rule can be configured by saying like a string option, like one of these 3 things, which defaults to this. And then other rules have like options objects, or like arrays that are allowed, and other more complex stuff. So ESLint will let you know if you configure a rule with something not allowed. Cool. So yeah, I'm seeing this is a fork. So like we've got the copy there. Work around for infinite type recursion. Okay, so back in the day, TypeScript had these TypeScript blocked you from doing like truly recursive types. In some ways it still does, some of them it no longer does. So there are like these fun little workarounds you could do in the type system to like get around those blockers in safe ways. I'm not going to review this too like closely like it's new code because it's a fork and it's working. So I think like I'm just going to look through and like make sure things work. Like there are some things that are removed. I think, is this removed? JSON schema v4 object? No, it's still there. Okay, yeah, so like all this is the same. Cool, so we got title, description, default, multiple of, maximum, exclusive maximum, minimum, exclusive minimum, max length, min length, pan length. These are all the things you can use to specify like what the shape of your, in this case, ESLint rule options, JSON objects are. Any additional items? This is all looking pretty similar. Like, what did Brad actually change? If anything. Definitions. Yeah, the formatter is different in our library versus this one. Removed properties. Is that no longer there? Or is it that defs was added? Yep, in our old patch package, we added this $defs thing. So because it was missing in the types or like it was in this like catch-all case string any type, where like reusable definitions like $defs or something that were like added to the standard by community. I forget the whole history there. Yeah, archetype, you would know, right? Like the TypeScript type system has gotten real flexible. Cool. So properties, pattern properties, dependencies, like a lot of stuff that we like almost never use. But the key difference here is that we remove this catch-all case string any, so that we're much more strict. So that's nice. Awesome. Looks great. Actually, I'll give the fire. I only put the 100 emoji when I have literally no comments. It's great. I wonder if we could export this as our own types, so other folks writing eslint rules. So other eslint projects, maybe eslint itself, if they want a dev dependency to help with types, could use it. Given that it's already supported by TypeScript utils, I think it's fine to ignore it. Just stay as is. Okay. Approved. Awesome. Well, thanks y'all for hanging out with me. All few dozen of you. Oh, nice. Very nice. I really appreciate it. This was fun, and I always like hanging out and doing open source. Again, I'm Josh. I work on a few open source projects, but the most notable one is TypeScript-eslint, which is the tooling that lets you lint and format your code, your TypeScript code, with eslint and Prettier respectively. Always happy to talk on Twitter, on Mastodon, over email, on GitHub. It's in my profile. So let me know. I also wrote a book. See if I can remember the command for that. Learning TypeScript. So if you want to learn TypeScript, it's one of my favorite ways to learn it. My favorite book for learning it, of course. And yeah, hit me up if you got any things you want to talk about. Last thing to go over is I need to raid someone. Who would y'all recommend I raid? Any suggestions from the chat? No one online at the moment. There's one person. Oh, Jason. Jason raided me recently. Do they have a countdown anytime? Cool. Jason's nice. So let's raid Jason. All right. J. Langstorff. Come on, raid. /raid Jason. I always screw up the type. Sorry, I'm typing off screen. The raid has been created. 6 viewers, 15 viewers ready to raid. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you, Archetype. Really appreciate y'all. All right, 1 second. We're gonna go. Bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Learn with Jason. Today on the show, I have Chris Kalmar. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, I'm super excited to have you here. I think today is going to be a lot of fun. I am really looking forward to, talking about all the ways that we can save ourselves from